Okay, able to see, able to see. Awesome. So tonight we're looking at becoming a social media marketing agent. My name is Amapalo Lokashi. I happen to be the CEO of Make Live International, and I have a number of different capacities that I sit in, including my capacities at Inspired Dreams with ILO and just a different number of portfolios. So tonight I'm not talking about me. I'm going to be able to do that more often as we just conclude at the end. I'm going to try to see if I can share my contacts. Let's get started in tonight. This is what we're going to look at. Tonight, I want to look at three things that will change our lives once we get to understand them. The first thing is why we need to have this skill of becoming a social media marketing agent. I want to share why we need to have this skill, whether it's for you, you're going to use this as you as a person, or you're going to use this to get you extra revenue. Secondly, I'm going to get into detail as to who really is a social media agent so that you can understand deeply how far this stretches in terms of a competent skill in such a time that we are in. Then lastly, I'm going to look at looking into traffic and ads. This is something very vital. And most of you joining me tonight want to know how you can begin to generate traffics in the thousands for your website, your pages. You want to understand how you do that. So I'm going to take time to bring in insights around traffic and ads. And notice that they're two separate things. And I'm going to break them down in those two distinct areas and be able to let you know how you can wrap your mindset around understanding them. That being said, let me get started. So now, why we need to have this skill. You may all be aware that we are in what is commonly termed as the new normal. And this new normal is shifting business models and it's shifting revenue models. I mean, today, when you look at every business that was in operation prior to this time, there's been a significant change in many businesses' models. Businesses have had to adopt new strategies. And not only have the models changed, those of you who had the privilege to attend the session when I was covering business models and revenue models, in this time as we've been into this new economy, the new normal, I shared how you can remodel and everything. So I went into details in the different types of business models that exist, from markups to different types, the arbitrage. I went through all those particular things with the revenue models and the business models. But those of you who missed that, I'm going to ask that you request for it in the group. Then I can reshare that link. That was one of the best sessions we had around the mindset for a business during this COVID time. I ran you through a graph of how you can be able to determine whether you need to shift your model, shift your business industry, or just start an entire business on your own. That session was so nice that we went an extra 20 minutes, which we rarely do because I love to stick to time, but we had to do that. And that's a video that could be made available for those of you who missed. Both large and small businesses alike are being pushed to do the following things. One, become pro at running ads. It doesn't matter which business you are in, this new normal is pushing people to become professionals, to try to become pro at running ads, because people know that the ad market or the market share that these ads have has become highly competitive. And trust me, if you're running your ads without any element of skill to it, you are probably doing it at a disadvantage, because the ad company, I mean, if you go on Facebook today, you'll be hit with ads. You open up Play Store, you open up Share It, you open up whichever different ads you are. Yeah, on Google, you're gonna see ads. You search a text, you're gonna see ads. So people are running ads. And now what's going to be consistently defining the winners from those that are losing is how well you're doing it. Experts at e-commerce. This new normal is making people become experts at e-commerce. They just have to become experts. Otherwise, they're not going to do fine. By e-commerce, I'm talking about electronic sales, because that's what e-commerce is all about. It's electronic sales. So People are now trying to find out, how can I do the business I was doing and be able to sell online? Because now people are not moving in the streets like they were. People are not gallivanting all around. They're mostly indoors. They're mostly safe. When they move, they're mostly moving back from work to home. There's been a change in the patterns. Some of them are going to malls here and there, but back and forth. But these particular products that you may be selling, whether it's a service, whether it's a digital product, right now, you may need to be doing this. You may need to become an expert at e-commerce and actually get sales moving. People are being pushed to become great at getting people to websites. I love to tell people that you will be shocked to know that most websites only convert 2.4% of their visitors. That's a very low, that's a very low percentage conversion. And many people just set up a website and they just do it for the traditional sake of owning it. Just so that when people ask them, do you have a website? They say yes. Now, that's not why you should have a website. As MakeLive, we have more landing pages that we are able to target within our sales messaging than we have a website. We recently actually had to drop the website during the COVID, and we've been restructuring it for a particular work. I tell people websites should be precision-based, but we have so many landing pages, which are also websites that do the work we need. So there's no need in having a website that does not convert. It's only important if you're going to run a store. And if you're going to run a store, that's when you need an official business website. But if you don't run a store, you do services, maybe you just sell products one by one, the better thing for you is to go with one-page websites, which are known as landing pages. We have tons of landing pages. Every single product has its own dedicated website. And you will only see it when we want you to see it, because it's all part of the process to actually being effective online. I'm going to share more of that in a moment. So some of us are entertaining websites that people just set up for you and it just looks attractive, but it's not getting you sales. And that's what we want to deal with today. Companies are facing this. You may not be the only one facing that problem. You have a website, but you pay hosting for it at a huge cost, domain for it, but you are not making money from it. You need to be able to have a website that actually converts into sales. So businesses are also looking at how to convert the visitors at their pages. So if you come to a page, you should be able to convert a visitor. You should have those call to actions I normally talk about when you go through our trainings, our paid content at MakeLive. We run you through a more detailed step-by-step process on how you can actually set different types of call to action buttons. So let's move on, and I'm going to share some of these things as we go and build into this. Now, why is it important that we know these whys? The thing is this: there's great business demand at the moment. Businesses are in need of people with the ability to send thousands of customers to their sites. If you have this ability, becoming a social media marketing agent, you can not only do things that benefit you, but you could be able to help other companies and businesses do the same. This is a huge demand. Right now, you are profitable if you can get people to other people's sites. This is something that's on great demand. With people not being in the streets, businesses are looking for people with the ability, and take note of that, the ability to send thousands of customers to their site. Because after you've been able to build this great site or a landing page that has been optimized to convert somebody, the next important thing is people actually getting to that page. That's the next important thing. And tonight we are focusing on that. We recently had a training known as e-marketing, B2B and B2C certification. And we were able to run those of our students that attended that class through 3 key things. We ran them through positioning their businesses, where we talked about how they can optimize websites, how they can be able to rank their applications on platforms like Play Store, how they can actually be able to fast track their applications. how they can make sure that they have organic reach to their sites, because with positioning, you want people to find your site even before you start generating traffic ads, before you start generating traffic to get more visitors to your sites. So we went through that optimization process. Then we ran them through marketing, which is something we're doing largely today, because after you get a site up, what you now need is people to get to that site. And today I'm going to get into that even a bit more detail on how you actually get people to the site, how you become a social media marketing agent, because that becomes important. And another thing is that more than ever, there is a need. Comes, like you see right now, people just don't want traffic. They need more people to visit their sites and online sales. Like, that's what people need. They don't just want traffic to go. They need it. Back then, when people owned websites, they didn't really care much whether their website was making them money or not. But trust me, today, people need this. It's become a top priority for companies to be able to make sales via their websites. So now picture, if you have this skill, you will be able to work on your business and not just get people to your site, but you're going to get people from different platforms to visit your site and actually convert. And that becomes a valuable skill. And that's why we're here tonight. We need to be able to be these experts that can bring people to our platforms and be able to set up those platforms that are right. So now, to do this better, allow me to break down who really is a social media agent or a social media marketing agent. Who really is that particular person? So now, someone who can bring many prospects to a website. That's the first quality. If this particular person can be able to bring many prospects to a website, whether they start and run an online business and send many prospects to the website, that is who a social media marketing agent is. So I'm going to ask you a question. Are you able to, at this particular point in time, be able to start a business, run it online, and send many people to that website? If you do not yet have that skill, you're still struggling to get people to your site, this is for you tonight. The second thing is someone who can boost online sales at a fast rate. I mean, one thing that companies want is sales, sales, and sales. Now, as a social media marketing agent, you should be able to help a business, whether it's yours or a person. I make like we're doing this as a service as well. We can help you be able to increase your sales and boost your sales at a fast rate. When we do our ads, within one day, we get over 100 interests. This is proof. You can find it if you look at our data records. Within a space less than 24 hours, we're talking about engaging customers that click on our links. When we are setting up a sales funnel, these are people who don't just click, they register interest, and it grows at an exponential rate. The following 24 hours, that number goes up. We normally have to stop running ads because we only target small numbers for certain types of programs, because the capacity to run the entire process of one-on-one consultation is something that we watch for. For example, in our previous e-marketing class, we only ran the ads for 3 days and had to stop, because if we went on longer, we were not going to be able to accommodate every single person who had interest to do that extended one-on-one consultation, because like we all know, time is money. Now, if you can boost sales at that rate, I mean, we had interest from different people all over the world. From the USA, we're responding to people from Russia, we're responding to people from Ukraine, Kampala, Uganda. We had all those interests in our inboxes. We had to keep on exchanging conversation with these prospects. Now, that's something you need to be able to do. You need to be able to boost sales, because when you have such level of interest and traffic, it means you're doing something right. If you can reach a point where you can even say, we only need this amount, it means you're doing something right. It means as a business, just a minute. Okay. Right, just a minute. I got the laptop screen got zoomed out. I hope the network will continue being fine for the most part. Yes. So now this type of skill doesn't come at a low cost. The truth of the matter is that it involves skill, both skill, that is the mindset, and also what's required is that, okay, I'm getting to see some questions. I'm going to just give feedback soon. One thing is that you need to be able to know the mindset of how this works. It's not just you simply throwing something and expecting it works. When we train you, we show you how you build the funnel. And I'm going to talk a bit about funnels in the next slide. So someone is asking, how do you calculate the charge? If you're a beginner, what amount can you charge? Great questions being asked. I'm going to get into this very soon. So I'm going to answer that just right now as we look at this. Thank you from Shipra and Immaculate. So these skills are not cheap. It requires expertise and it takes it's highly on demand because this is the new platform. Now, your questions are, how do you calculate the charge? And as a beginner, what amount can you charge? So now when you are setting up a social media marketing agency, and if you want to do this full time, you've got more leverage with you, because now when you are calculating how to charge a client, you need to first find out the client's needs, and then you now cost for those particular. So take this note: you cost for that, you cost for what they need, how much it's going to cost you to spend to actually get them there. So you need to put that before you set your price. You need to find out how willing your client is to pay the amount you may charge them. Because one thing is true is that not everybody is your client. Sometimes we have to not take up certain people because, quite frankly, it's going to cost us more to do that for them than they're willing to pay. So you need to find out, is my client willing to pay how much value they're going to get for this? So you need to find out the willingness. Another thing you want to do is find out the competition. What are they charging? How much are they charging? When you get this into perspective, it's easier for you to come around the price. So now, if you're going to charge to do this for a once-off, because your client may need you to boost one product, so you can start charging from as low as 1,000 for an ad, and it can scale up to 10,000, can be 5,000. I mean, the price is based on how much value you are adding to the customer. So there's no standard amount, but for this, you shouldn't ever charge less than 1,000 kwacha to do this, if you're doing it right by any means, because trust me, we've done that costing over and over again. Level for social media marketing should never go less than 1,000, unless you're doing it for a friend and you just want to give it to them as a gift. So that answers your beginner question for Shipra who asked. Trust me, there's a lot more involved in doing this. So if you're working with a client that understands the value, they should be willing to pay that, because the people we've done this for end up receiving sales higher than the amount they pay us. I've been doing this for quite a while now and had an opportunity to also run the Vodafone Jump platform, and we saw how different statistics and how we got different people coming on board and how we were boosting those numbers. So now with that level of experience and being able to key in those facets for a new client, they should be able to do better. And you could offer a guarantee and a money back if they don't get that level of people coming to their site once you've been able to run it through. So for anything we run as well, we normally give that option. If we're going to set it up for you, we want to be able to give that level of guarantee for a certain space of time. So let me move on because of time. Let me see if my screen is okay. Great. So who really is a social media agent? Oh, well, a social media marketing agent. So someone who can grow social media followings. You should be able to grow Facebook pages and likes up as you go out on. So sometimes a client may actually come to you because they want their social media following to go up. I've helped different brands be able to build their social media numbers. We recently started the Make Live Academy, page. We haven't yet boosted it, but we already see numbers going up. The Make Live International page, we are yet to boost it because We first start with organic growth, then you move to boosting. But without boosting it, the numbers are already skyrocketing to 800 now, and we've only done that. We only rebranded and set up the Facebook page recently, because prior to that, we were running it as ML Consulting and Coaching. But without any organic growth, we have seen that rise. But when we do things, when we go extra to be able to set to audiences, my personal page is way over 2.4, and I've only had it for less than 2 months now, and I don't do this consistently on the page, but the numbers keep skyrocketing. I get likes consistently. So you need to be able to know the target numbers. I've done this with Inspired Dreams. We've helped the numbers go up, and Inspired Dreams has got over 7,000 likes today. We did this with Vodafone. Within a space of a month, we had over 90K likes. That's how much the page followings grew with the Vodafone Jump page. So you see, it can be different numbers based on the budget that you attach to it and the strategies that you roll out. So the detail comes into the kind of strategies I'm going to share with you. So it's really you who determines what's most important. Then you can grow the social media following to that level. So grow email lists. Now, I love to call email lists as the real estate of the internet. You need an email list in this new normal. Why? Because emails are opened by people every single day. There are studies that show that over 90% of people who own emails will open up their email at least once in a day. So emails have not phased off. They are the place. If you can have a growing email list of hundreds to thousands to tens of thousands, your business is most likely going to have clients, because you can do broadcasting, or what is known as automated emails, where you can be able to schedule emails to be able to add value to your customers, as well as inform them of upcoming events, upcoming products, and they will be able to engage with that. And if you add on winning sales copy, like we train you at MakeLive, you will get more conversions. You talk of generating sales funnels that increase sales. So a social media marketing agent must understand what a sales funnel is and be able to generate such a sales funnel. Now, I've shared this in detail. Those who attended the e-marketing training, like some of you, I can see you are in that training that we had the other week for 3 days. I went deep into what a funnel is and how when you build a funnel, you must think of the entire process from when a client first encounters your brand to when they actually buy from your brand. And as a social media marketing agent, you're not going to be effective if you cannot visualize the entire funnel and set it up. I shared with you the 7 psychological things you need to understand about the funnel, and that's what was shared. Those of you who missed that, at the end of this, I'm going to give you an opportunity if you want to be able to recollect some of that training and be able to get into the detail. But because of the time tonight, I want to make sure that I've touched on each and every point required for you to become an effective social media agent. So that's enough about who a social media agent really is. So let's get to the next thing, looking into traffic and ads. Now, this is your playground as a social media marketing agent. You should be able to generate traffic, and you should know how to make ads that sell, ads that convert. This become your 2 rows. If you can master traffic, if you can master ads, this becomes your strategy. This becomes, how can I put it? It becomes your value point. So let's get a dive into looking into traffic and ads. So now, this is what you need to know about traffic. If you've got any questions, please be putting them in the chat box. Like I don't normally say, these 1-hour sessions give us limited time to work together, but I try to be as sharing as I can and cover as much. So please ask your questions. If I'm leaving out certain things, your questions may help you get that answer sooner. So now, the thing you need to know about traffic is that where are they found? If you're going to become a social media marketing agent and you've been tasked by your client to get the traffic to their pages, you need to understand where are they found. Let me give you this case scenario. So when you talk of a brick and mortar shop, like say for example, ShopRite. ShopRite is a shop that exists physically. And the traffic that it has are people who stay within the neighborhood. For example, if it's the East Park ShopRite, people who stay in Kalundu, Handsworth, somewhere maybe North Mid as well, Avondale, they would come to that particular ShopRite, right? And be able to get into the store and actually buy products. Now, it's the same thing for an online store. So you've been able to set up your e-commerce store, and if you've gone through our training in e-marketing, you know how to do everything in terms of precision, you know how to do your messaging. When you set up that store online, the next thing you want is traffic to come. But now the type of product you're selling may determine the place, the platforms that you use. There are different types of platforms. Facebook is a platform, Instagram is a platform, LinkedIn is a platform. There are platforms like the Best of Zambia if you're doing services. There's the Go Zambia Jobs, you know, as a platform to market, to advertise your products on. They have a platform like that where you can advertise. So now all those platforms may be potential cons, but what you need to know first is, where are my customers coming from? So when we run through IYB marketing, we show you how you can segment those customers, be able to define to say, if I'm going to be selling automobile spare parts, now where are the people who will buy such a product? Where are they found? Are they found in Facebook groups? Are they found in WhatsApp groups? So depending on where they are found, that's going to help you know where you have to go and draw them from that traffic source and bring them up. I've tried out so many traffic sources. Sometimes I'm in groups on Facebook for the very reason of being able to generate traffic to our pages. Right now, as MakeLive, we've extended ourselves to international customers as well, because we're not just focusing within the region of Zambia. So now I need to be able to know that if I'm selling to people in the States, where are they found? And for the particular type of product, who is likely to buy it? Should I use LinkedIn as the platform, or should I use Instagram as a platform? This is the mindset you should have when you're talking traffic as a social media marketing agent. The second thing you need to know as a social media marketing agent is what funnels work to capture attention. What funnels work to capture attention? Remember that you are trying to get people to your website. So now you need to understand, how will I be able to capture their attention? Because they may be on Facebook to be able to just see what people are posting. Now, how do you capture their attention such that they stop what they're doing, they look at your ad, they take time to click to read more or learn more, and go to your landing page and want to move the next step? Remember, a funnel is this. It's the little yeses that your customer says until they get to buy your product. So now you need to know what funnels work, and there are different types of funnels. There's what is known as a video funnel. This is where you have a catchy video. And when I have some clients who came to me and asked me how to do their videos, and I helped them be able to write their video copy, and they've been able to sell books, they've been able to do that. Sometimes I get videos and I have to be able to give feedback on what works, and the customer may have to go do it again if they didn't confront me, because if they didn't tell us how they did it without asking us, to just be able to give feedback if they've been a client before. But those that come to us before they spend money to do the video funnels, we show them what they need to be doing for videos. Videos can include animations, it could include face-to-face videos, it could include videos that show the testimonials of people using your product. So it's different ways you can run this video funnel. And one thing I should be able to say here is that the type of funnel you pick is closely linked to the type of product you're selling. When you're selling a high sales product, you can't just use a picture funnel. It's not enough. You need to do more. So video funnels are actually better for certain types of products. If you're selling a high sales product, a video funnel and a webinar funnel are better. Blog funnels, there are people who sell greatly through blogs. But this, again, you have to understand which clientele you're selling to, because not everyone reads. There are products that you can sell more because of the type of blog, because of the review you're doing on that product. If you've ever done affiliate sales, which I'm also a person who's done that before, sometimes what you do to sell a certain person's product is you review it on your page. So if you're an affiliate salesperson, learn to review products. And when people read about those products, you use a 5-step way of writing about it. You will get people clicking your affiliate link and going to buy that product. And blog funnels work for you. Webinar funnels are great as well because you are able to stay time with your clients within a webinar. I'm going to be able to launch a webinar session for those of you who are going to be interested. We're going to do this one of these days as Make Live, where we're going to show you how to do webinars. A quiz funnel. I'm always excited about quiz funnels because they are the most engaging type of funnel. And I've participated in some of these. I remember when we do some of our interviews, one of the first things we do with people is we give them a quiz to go through, and it generates to them results about who they are, and sometimes it may be results to give them their score, their level. And when people do that, your quiz funnel must be able to then show them what's required after they've taken those results. So quiz funnels as well. So now, as a social media marketing agent, you should ask yourself, what funnels work to capture attention? How do you do that? The third thing is, how do I maintain that traffic? Because if you get started, you want your customers to be returning customers. It is good for business. Every business wants customers returning. So how then do I return the traffic? This is where you now talk about email autoresponders. This is where you talk about how you consistently are doing what is known as retargeting. Your customers must be able to see you more places than one. So this could actually be automated. If you've got a healthy budget, you can contact us. We can show you how to do retargeting, where people who bought from you could come back and buy from you again. There's also something that happens on websites that is known as an exit pop-up. Okay, so when someone's about to leave your website, you can actually give them an offer right before they leave to make them stay. There's a hosting platform we use that has got that. They won't offer you a discount code until you're about to exit. So when you're pressing the exit button, then you get a discount code. And guess what? You end up buying. So these are strategies about how you maintain, and you should understand that level of thinking as a social media marketing agent. Now let's look at traffic in terms of ads. Let's go to ads now. We've looked at traffic, let's go to ads. So now this is something about ads. The thing you want to know is that you need to design catchy creatives. That's the first thing you need to know. An ad is only as good as it is catchy. It must steal the attention. People must stop at your ad and want to see. And there's a way to do that. So whether it's a video ad, there's a way you start. It could be the words that you use. For example, you could say something like, did you know the next big thing in e-commerce is autoresponders? And someone is going to wonder, okay, what's he talking about? Or you go ahead and say, have you ever wondered why your competition has more people than you? So the particular words you use, or to say, for example, I predicted in 2018 that people are going to use health products more. And those who didn't follow me found out that that was true. And I'm about to make another prediction. And that catches someone's attention. And people use these strategies around videos. Normally, the first thing you want to say is something that focuses on the pain point of your client in terms of what they want to accomplish. So there's something that we teach in business as a norm. It's known as the pain to gain ratio. Now, if your solution meets more of a pain than it meets a gain, people are more likely to buy from you. Because if it's a pain point, people will follow you. If it's only a gain they are getting, you have to do a lot of work to advertise. So your ad must be catchy. So whether it's a picture ad, the quality of the picture you use, the positioning, you need to know that the audio, the quiz, the blog, they must all be catchy. The goal of a blog is that the first paragraph must make them want to read the next paragraph. So don't just write because you say, I can write. There's a strategy to writing a great blog. And guess what? At the end of this, I'm going to share with you an opportunity if you want to learn some of those into detail. Like I said, I can't cover much here. It must look catchy. The second thing is that you must run a flood of ads. Whenever you're running a campaign and you want to be able to, okay, Shimba says, please repeat that. Can you just clarify what you want me to repeat? Was it on designing catchy creative ads? So I'll just need that feedback so that I can know what I'm supposed to repeat. On the norm. Okay, yes. So the norm, when I talk about it, I'm talking about the pain to gain ratio. So the pain to gain ratio means that people, you must have a product that meets more of a pain point than a gain. So a gain is something that your client did not know they needed until you taught them. But a pain, they know they need it. Even though they don't see a solution for it, the pain is there. For example, right now, one of the pains of many people is they want more sales. They've got websites that are not working, and that's true. So if you've got a way to solve that problem, any normal person must be willing to pay, okay? Because it's going to make their lives better and give them the value that they need. So a pain to gain ratio should always be on your mind. I hope that's more clear. And so now that will be run through in your ways of setting your copy. Shipra says, are there applications that create ads that can be used on social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram? Yes, they are there, and I'm going to talk about that quickly at the end. So thank you for that question, Shipra. The third thing is that the ad, so let me just finish on running a flood of ads. So what I mean about running a flood of ads is that they may avoid it at the first time on one platform, but they cannot avoid it forever. That's the thing. If you're going to need sales, you need to be willing to put some money behind your sales. We spend thousands in ads, in traffic ads sometimes, based on what we are pushing. We don't mind sponsoring. We spend thousands. I mean, no business that works is cheap. That's why if you do not know how to spend for your business, you're most likely not going to make money. At MakeLive, we spend. What we do with ads, we pay for some of our creatives. We do that. Why? Because we know we will get back the value. And so you should be able to run floods on different platforms. Run ads using Google AdSense so that when people are visiting different sites, they can see your product there. And the thing about AdSense, if you know how to be able to strategically set up your audience, it's only going to be on websites that are related to the ad you're selling. If you're selling cakes, it's going to appear on cake websites, and people can click on that. So now you should run so many floods that your customers, wherever you go, it will be like you're following them. Before they know it, they will want to read. And if you've done your sales copyright, there's those small yeses to get to your conversion. The third thing is that the ad mustn't look much like an ad. The more your ad can look less and less of an ad, the more likely it is to convert people. What do I mean by this? There are certain things that are obvious. I actually wanted to share with you today a photo of some of the ads I was able to see, and I was able to see why they're not actually getting traction. But because I wasn't able to add this to the slides, let me just be able to kind of describe that. There are many people who put an ad and immediately slap a fee on it without clearly messaging the customer. And people are turned off by that because already they do not even understand your product. And the first thing they see is $199. That doesn't work. That's not the way you do it. So now it's already an ad, and people have been seeing ads all over Facebook. So you need to know how to have an ad that doesn't look like an ad, but is something that shows them they are going to get the value. How do you do that? So if you're going to look at some of the way we do things, there's always, you will never find a price on a picture anymore with what we do. We become very strategic. There's a way you do it, because you may offer a true solution, but psychology tells us that when people have already blocked certain things from their mind, they won't even give your product a chance. So your product may serve them, but they won't give you a chance. The Bible puts it this way: There was a poor man with the wisdom to save a city, but his poverty did not make him, seen as valuable. And in one version, there's actually he saves the city, but he's forgotten. But sometimes you not being able to have your ad looking the right way may mean people never give you a chance. And all you may need is a chance. Like I said, there's so many great artists out there. They just have never received the chance to show their talent to the world. That's why I like platforms like AGT, Dream Zambia, that gave people the opportunity to showcase their talent. So you may have a good product that someone needs, but if you do not know how to set the ad, guess what? You lose them even before they can have that. So you need to learn that as a social media marketing person. Your ad must look less like an ad. The fourth thing is that you must run winning sales copy. All right. We've got 5-step formula we shared to those of you who did the e-marketing training. And this 5-step formula talks of the heading, the story, the content, the transition, then the pitch. 5 steps. There's a way we do it step by step by step. There's a purpose for each of those steps for you to have winning sales copy. Now, let me say this right now and say this very clearly. What sales copy is the ability to sell through words. Because of online transactions now, known as electronic sales, your words should be able to sell for you because you don't have the chance to do face-to-face copy, face-to-face sales, which is direct marketing, as often as you had it back in the days. So then how do you sell? You need to become good. Do you know that the average salary of someone who can just write good sales copy is a whole lot of dollars? I mean, I happen to be a shareholder in an education company by the grace of God now. And one of the things that person, the CEO of that company told me was that he was offered a job to be able to write the sales copy for companies that, send messages. And he was asked to charge them how much. Now you see what Airtel sends to you. They'll send to you, they're going to send to you messages with different telling you different stuff. That's copy. Now there's also a certain copy that works online, and you need to know how to strategically set that. Now I'm going to take time to get some questions, but before I do that, the Shipra asked a question to say, are there applications that create ads that can be used on social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram? So yes, there are different applications. Some of them we use them at MakeLive that help you get some of the information that you need, but then you will need to be able to work with different apps. I'm going to share a few with you. The most basic type of app that you can use for an ad is Canva. Those of you who've ever heard of Canva, check it up if you've never heard of it. It's a basic app. But even it, you need to be able to know how to position your ad. Like I said, there's a science to that, and that's what I want to share. So guess what? There is an offer I'm offering today, and this is going to go for a week. So those of you who feel you want to go further in this value, we value this at way over 2,000. But what you're going to get is that you're going to get the 6 hours of lessons that every person who attended the e-marketing training did with us. If you get to pay at this amount, you're going to get a walkthrough on the best ad cases. So what we're going to show you is step by step. We're going to show you ads, and we're going to show you ads that we've used before that actually convert. So this is an add-on bonus you're going to get. So I can't share all this on this platform, so we have to be able to push this to another time. It's going to cost the team and I a lot of money, a lot of time to be able to sit down with you. We will not only run you through the best ads, but we're going to show you how to set up Facebook ads. And what that means is that we're going to show you how to set your audience on Facebook. When you're doing a Facebook ad, you don't just set it anyhow. You need to set your audiences to the type of people who are going to use it the most. We're going to run you through that. Then guess what? What you asked, we are going to show you the platforms we use to design our creative ads for Facebook. Not only Facebook, we're going to show you the platforms we use to do video ads, animation ads. We're going to show you that as well. This is some of the stuff that we use. We're going to show it to you. We're going to run you through our writing and winning headlines. We're going to show you how you write the best headlines for different products. And we are going to give you a list of headline types that you can start using from today. Remember, you're going to become a social media marketing agent. If you know how to do this, what we will give you, you can now go and start doing for your clients. So this is a rip-off amount for you. It's a once-off payment, and you get all that value. On top of that, you're going to walk through our winning sales copy. We're going to show you winning sales copy templates of how we structured the heading, the content, the story, up to the very end. Now, this offer is going to only last up to Friday. And right now, what I'm going to do is, for those of you interested, I'm going to be able to share with you a link that you can be able to go to and register your interest. And whilst I do that right now, I'm going to ask if there are any questions that you have for me, then we can be able to answer them. So I can get some few questions. We still have 4 questions before we are done for the night. But do we have any questions right now that I can answer? Okay, I'm trying to see the questions. Feel free to ask the questions so that I can get to.
There are some questions in the chat box.
Oh, okay. All right, thank you so much. Let me see them. Okay, so now okay, so as a social media agent, I can't see the date of the training. Okay, so when you make that payment, the training is going to happen on the 3rd and 4th of September. That's when we're going to run you through the step-by-step processes. Sorry that I didn't put that there. So from the 3rd to the 4th of September, which is Thursday and Friday next week, that is when you are going to do that. So I'm trying to share the link here, but I'm kind of having a bit of a challenge. I was supposed to put it somewhere where I could. So I'm going to ask Chipa to share. I'm going to share our WhatsApp business line right now in the chat box. Then what you can do is text if you are interested, then I'll send you the link after this session. If you want to get those 6 hours of training, those you're going to get them immediately. You make a payment. And then on top of that, you are going to be scheduled for those 2 days where we're going to show you that. And not only show you, we will send you templates. So this is very practical. Those templates, you can go ahead and start using them to make sales for your business as well as your clients. So I'm sharing the number, the Make Live number, and you can be able to just take note of it right now. Send us a message today if you're really serious so that we know. So 0957 999 577. Just go ahead and text and say interested. Right now, go ahead and text, say interested. We'll be in touch with you. This deal is only open up to you people who've been in this platform, and it's only open up to Friday. Now get this, those of you that get to pay before Friday, those of you who pay between now and Tuesday are going to get extra value. We're not going to give you only 5 sales copy. We are going to double that number. So those of you that are going to be able to make commitment out of interest, we were going to give you more sales copy than the particular amount that everyone else will get. So everyone else is going to get our 5 best winning sales copies, and we're going to add an extra 5 for you on how you can do that. So I'm getting in, people are texting interested. So if you're interested, let me get to see that. This offer is open to you only up to Friday. So if you're interested, you may just make that interest known right now, and you need to make that commitment tonight. You want to work with serious people. So we will get in touch with you. You still have now to next week to Friday for you to be able to make that payment, look for that money, but you need to make that commitment today. That's one of the only catch that's going to go on. If you make your commitment last minute, we are not going to extend this opportunity. This opportunity is available to you only tonight. So those of you interested, go ahead and type interested and send it to the number. Those of you who are typing in, thank you so much. I'm seeing you type interested. If you're interested to get this value that we are offering, you can go ahead and do that. Let me try to see if there are questions that I'm not seeing in the chat box. This is what you walk away with. You get the certificate as well. We're going to give you a quiz that for those of you who missed it, after you do the 6 hours lessons, it's going to be a small, simple quiz and we certify you as well. So this is the offer. It's a rip-off. You would get this at 2,000 plus, but this is the offer for tonight. Let me see if there are more questions. If I'm a beginner and don't have enough traffic on my social media pages, does it affect the amount of traffic on the client's page? So that's a good question from Shipra. So as a beginner, you know something about a skill is that when you learn the skill, it works. I often tell people that the things that work are not new. They are things that have existed. The fact that people have made it, it means that they've existed before. So what we're showing you is what's been working for us. So whether you're a beginner at it, if you learn the strategy and we walk you through it, you simply need to do copy and paste and begin to do this frequently, and you will start seeing the results show for themselves. So that's something that this is value for you. So if you're interested, go ahead and hit our inbox and we'll be able to take note of that and be able to extend this offer for you and save it for you. I don't know, people are not yet asking more questions. If you didn't get anything, there's something that you're still waiting for. Great, I'm still receiving some interested from people who are texting. Go ahead. So the number is there, 0957 999 577. If you're interested, certificate, 6 hours of lessons. These are recorded lessons. Once you pay, if you want to start listening to them, we looked at positioning, marketing, and sales. I mean, that content alone gives you a way to start your agency. We talked to you about call to actions. We show you how to set up websites, precision setup. That's how detailed that 6 hours. Imagine 6 hours of lessons. On top of that, you also get the SIYB component within those 6 hours, which is IYB. This is a training in over 100 countries by the International Labour Organization, of which we as MakeLive are certified. I'm certified as a trainer, and MakeLive is partnered with ILO as a service partner for the SIYB programs. So this certificate, you see it signed by me as an ILO SIYB certified trainer. So after you do the 6 hours of lessons, we'll send you a short quiz. Once you pass that quiz, because these are not live sessions, then we can certify you. For those of you who did the e-marketing training, you went through it, then we certified you. For those of you who get this as an extended offer, you are going to get that quiz to come and confirm that you've gone through the sessions, then we'll certify you. You get a walkthrough in our best ad cases. You get to know how to set up Facebook ads. Do you even know that there's an app for you to set up ads? You don't have to set up ads using Facebook. There's a better way of setting up ads. We will show you how to use that application. We're going to show you the apps that we use to make our graphics at MakeLive International. We're talking about picture graphics, animation panels. We're going to show you how that works on the other side. We're going to show you how to set up Facebook ads in a way that you are going to be able to have people going to your site at the end of the day. This is do-it-yourself type of work. You'll be able to do this and even train people in your company. You're going to get ads copy. For those of you who pay this on Friday or Thursday, you're going to get 5 of our winning ads sales copy. Those of you who pay by Tuesday, you're going to get twice as much. So people who are serious, the ones soon, you're going to get twice as much for the value, because we value our ad copy. And if this is literally a rip-off, it takes us a lot of time to build this and a lot of money. This is man hours to build those ads. And we're going to show you a template. And all you need to do is be able to go ahead and replace the product to suit your product. But the structure is going to be there for you. You get copies of winning headlines, how to phrase headlines that work. So Chishimba is raising their hand. So go ahead and unmute yourself. I haven't taken that functionality away. Yes, Chishimba?
Oh, I wanted to ask, how is this lesson different from the e-marketing that was held last week?
Thank you for that question. So those of you who attended the e-marketing training, what you would want to be getting from this is the practical value. We're giving you a walkthrough of our best ad case. Like I said, the goal of the e-marketing was to give you the framework, the strategies. But if you don't want to learn the entire process on your own, we are going to be giving you literal templates that you can now start copying and pasting. So you get sales copy, you get headlines, you get to know how we run through ad creation. So in the 2-day training I'm going to show you, it's mostly going to be practical. So my phone is going to be the screen you'll be seeing, and I'm going to walk you through some of the ads you can create just with a phone. Then when we do it on the laptop, we're going to show you how you can actually do your ads. So I'm going to take you to sites. I'm going to show you how to download stuff. It's a practical session. So you've learned the mindset, which is the most important thing, but now you also want something that's very important, which is the execution. So the particular course is an add-on. That's why the people who missed the e-marketing training will need to go through those 6 hours of lessons, because you can't do this effectively if you do not understand the mindset. So I hope that answers your question. So this is a practical session. So from the third to the fourth, it's all practical. There's no going through notes like I've gone through the notes here. We are just going to show you step by step. This is how you set an ad. This is how you write copy. These are some sales copy. So it's very practical. So once you go through that training, you're also going to get recordings of that. You will be able to do that on your own. You just have to watch the video and do what we did, and you start doing it. That's an offer that I think is insane at the moment, but we do not mind giving it to you at this point. I hope that's clear. Shimpa, kindly confirm. Okay, thanks a lot for that confirmation. So I'm still getting those of you posting interested in our WhatsApp group. We'll be able to send you a link. So if you're interested to go through that session step by step, you want those 6 hours of lessons, you want to get a copy of our ads, then make sure that you send us right now interested to our WhatsApp business line. If you're not on WhatsApp and you're looking for, I'm going to just share the line that you can be able to text. Go ahead and text. You're interested to this line. If there's still questions, you can let me know. If everything was clear on how you can now start making money as a social media marketing agent, then that's a great thing. Some of you who are still rethinking it, you can just go ahead and think over it, but just know that this offer is only for tonight. If you're interested, you want this, go ahead and click interested, and you have up to Friday to pay. You pay by Tuesday, you get more value for it, and that's the offer we've extended to you. So make sure that you're able to make that decision by end of tonight at 24. If you haven't sent that interested, this offer will not be open to you anymore. Only those who've texted interested will have this. So whether you come to us on Thursday to tell us interested, we're going to charge you 2,000 kwacha for this training. But those of you who are interested tonight, go ahead and let us know. Then you have up to Friday to make that payment. But if you do not send that interested before tonight, you will be charged 2,000 kwacha for the same content you could have got at 300 tonight. So if you're interested, make that action now. Do you want this for your business? Do you want it for your client? If you want it, make sure you test. It ends tonight, 24 hours, and this deal is off. If you don't send before 24 hours, you will pay 2,000. If you contact us on Wednesday, we do not lie. Like we said, we believe what we do is value, so we treat it as such. If you feel what we're doing is valuable for you, thank you for Hezron who says interested. We've captured that on our end. We have you in our database. Very clear, very interested from Tisa. Okay, great. We've captured that. If you can go ahead and also send it to the WhatsApp line so the team can capture and send you a link sooner, that will be better. So we're getting to see those who are interested. So if you're interested, make sure you do that. This offer lasts up to today at 24. After then, it will go to 2,000 kwacha for you to get all this value we've just offered. If there are no more questions, if there are more questions, I'm still open for questions. Social media marketing agent. This is a pain point you can solve for your business and you can solve for other people. Awesome. Well, thank you all for being here tonight. I will keep on anticipating those of you who will be able to be interested to go ahead and get to reach us. We'll send you a link. We're going to show you the value points for this. You're going to get them in the messages. We're going to send you an email. You know what you're getting, and you'll be able to make that decision and make that payment. But this is only valued tonight. After tonight, when 24 hours elapses, if you did not let us know, it will be 2,000 kwacha. If you let us know you're interested tonight, we're going to reserve that spot for you. It will remain 10,300. So this training, it's also going to have some people from corporates, they are paying 2,000. So now if you get an opportunity to pay this for 300 because you are in this session, it's a bonus for you. But people who are coming from the companies that are taking this training and going through this step to step will need to pay 2,000 kwacha. So tonight it's at 300. But after tonight, you are going to pay the corporate price. So if you want this, find a way to make sure you do not miss out on this value. I think I've spoken enough. Been a pleasure hosting this meeting. I hope what you shared, even if you don't get to do this class, I hope what you've learned will still help you do better. Like I said, a whole lot of value has been given. But if you want a step more to what has been given tonight, be a person. Make sure you make that move. Spend that money for that value. You will not regret it. That's the only way to do it. Like I've told you, we spend money. All these things we're talking about, we spend so much money to get to this place. If you were to see our expenses, sometimes they scare us because we believe a business that's willing to spend will always get back its returns. And that's something we've seen over time. That's how we've stayed in business. So if you want to invest in your business, make that action. And we're still seeing some people saying interested. Thank you for those who are coming through. This is going to be the most valuable lesson you're going to learn. It's very practical. Like I've said, from the 3rd to the 4th of September on Thursday, it's going to be evening sessions. And even if you miss, you're going to get a replay and you're still going to have an opportunity to call us in and ask questions, even if you miss the actual live session. But if you want to be in the live session, you are going to get that value. So that being said, if there are no more questions, that's a lovely good night from me and the Make Life team. Thank you for joining us tonight. Looking forward to seeing you next week.